Hello guys, if you are new here, please make sure you subscribe. Guys, have you seen the video of a professional journalist, Kemi Talks, who had said that Mohbad's son, whom Wumi claims to be, is not Mohbad's son? Wait, before we continue, make you hit the subscribe button and comments. Though she claims it was a DNA test that provide the baby boy is not Mohbad's son, um, but Sam Larry. Many had also said Bella Shmurda is not a good friend. Before we continue, do you think Wumi is also Mong? Those who key Mohbad in the comments, please. I start notes Sadashim Dom. So there's a major update to this Mohbad's death. The hospital where Mohbad was said to have died has officially put out the statement uh, claiming that Mohbad did not die in uh, India hospital, that he had died before he got there pretty much. He died on arrival. They claim that when Mobad's friends brought him to the hospital, he had no vital signs of life. His forceps was not reading, his heart wasn't beating, he wasn't breathing, that there was no sign of life on Mobad when he came. And this is very revealing because we uh, thought he died in the hospital. I mean, if you remember, there was a voice notes of a man who claimed to be a weakness when Muad came to the hospital saying that he saw Mu Bad being brought in by his friends. He took a picture with Bo Bad Mu, but was taken into the inner room. And after a while, the Nazis and everyone's Etronosketa. So is it that that person was lying because of the person claim? He saw Mo Bad and took a picture with Mo Bad, and the hospital is saying that Moed was already dead when he came to the hospital. These are two different statements that don't meet at any intercession. There is no junction to these two accounts. I understand that the case is very serious and hospitals have a way of saving their reputation. Hospitals have a way that designed most times. Hospitals would turn away a serious case anytime they see that somebody has been brought into their hospital in a very serious situation. They will turn the person away, and this is what the hospital did. India's statement, they claim Robot was already dead when he came, but they did not declare him dead. They advised their friends to take his body to the general hospital to get information and put him in a morgue, which would explain why his friends were quick to put him in a vehicle and, were driving him to, maybe they were going to the general hospital like the initial hospital had suggested to them, because we were all wondering, where were they taking Moba's body to? Where they taken? One, why was his body in his vehicle, and why they the one shouting he was dead, he was dead. In addition to the acclaims, they explained that when Maud came to, friends had already told them, that is the people at the hospital, that Maud had already 6 medical care from a nurse in his neighborhood, and that it was the North who injected in with something they believed to be anti-tetanus injection that caused him to slump in, which after that happened, that was when they decided to bring him to Payer's Medicare hospital. And the hospital was saying that at the time, or by the time Moba got to the hospital, he had no sign of life in him. And that is why a lot of people were calling out the friends who took him to the hospital, the friends who we saw in the vehicle crime, and announcing that Mobile was dead, in which Mo was also lying on their legs while in the vehicle. And a lot of people are seeing, we need to hear from them, because clearly the hospital is claiming Mobile was dead. They'll be the ones to let us know if Mo actually was alive when he got to the hospital. If the claim one eyewitness stated that Mobile took a picture with him, Mobile walked into the room, then that's a totally different account, and it does not match what the hospital is saying. If the hospital is saying he was already dead, and somebody else is saying he saw Mobile and took pictures with Mobile, I don't know what kind of a dead person would take a picture with a fan and not again. That could also help. The hospital is, if its CCTV footage is released on the time Mobile and friends arrived, because if they have CCTV footage, we would like to see the video of Mobile being carried lifeless into any of the words. If the CCTV footage shows Mobile walking or shows Mobile still breath somehow, then there is no way for the suspect to claim he had died on arrival. And that, again, we still need to. A year from the friends that took Mobile Day, many people going to hear what they had to see. I'm sure they are already giving their statement to the police. But at the same time, we don't exactly have enough of that information. We'll send them around. They are not exactly people of interest, yet they are still not like people and not suspecting them of doing anything. I guess the story's mobile was feeling some type of way at home, and nurse came and injected him and Hewa. So we know that that noise has been taken into custody, and we also know that that nose has been denied by the National Relation of Nas and Nia, that she is not a registered nurse, and nobody, that she's not one of them. So which meant that that nurse was a quack nurse. Probably one of those women just owns a pharmacy or some kind of chemist shop and felt that they have the ability and power to administer injection to people. And I guess this is going to put in a lot of trouble because right now she's standing alone. The hospital also made it clear that the nurse does not work for them, that they don't know who the nurse is, that he had been injected from his house and had already slumped before he came to their place. This new detail is clearly changing everything, because everybody was still waiting for the autopsy result. At this point, was still waiting for the autopsy results to see what caused his death. At this point, I'm believing it to be the injection might have played a role, but as we said in our previous video regarding what justice for Mobile would look like, we are now thinking that in the end, if the injection giving to Mobile was what caused this direct death, only the knows me. And for that, a lot of us want to see Namali and Samuel Larry punished some way somehow, but they may only go down, or they may only be punished, or questioned for the way they treated Mobile when he was alive. If there's no how they can link his death to either one of those two people, then there's a chance that Namali and Samuel Larry may not get to be blamed for his death, unless of course that anyone to cost the injuries that may have been inflicted with the tens that he had to go and take injection for, or unless of course they already want so hired the nose secretly paid her to inject Moba the injection that had cured him. Because the point is, he just to draw the connection between the nurse and any of the other suspects by the wife beat the father, Bistamieri, and beat Mimalili. If a connection can be drawn between the North and any of these suspects, then we can possibly see a chance of all the people were suspecting having a hand in Mobile's death. Other than that, I guess the nurse who injected him would probably most likely be the only one to go down for the death of a more
4 hours. They use it to rape people. That's why they call it the date rape drug, flunitrazepam. Rape, now they throw it inside your drink when they take you out for a date. No taste, no color, and no odor. So if you have a glass of water, they put in you can't even taste. You just sleep. Before they do those things, they either inject you or they throw something in your drink. Be careful with your drinks. I always say that. That one that they're calling me a G-malt, it's okay. Okay, I've still told that story many, many times for all these gist lover people. All Mohbad's hard work money. Mohbad has no family. Should we give that money to the wife? The music, I'm not even talking about the 30 million they've donated. I'm talking about the music assets, billions. Should we give it to the wife? Hell no. Person that went to sleep with someone else. Should we give it to the mother or the father? Hell no. So Mohbad does not really have any family. Who are we going to give all his money to? What about his 300 million with Naira Marley, the royalties? Mohbad came to a life that was wasted. My brother died 2 years ago. It was the one in the Ali Must Go riot. Tyre was 8 years old, paralyzed since 43 years. He died 2 years ago at 51. Why did Tyre come to this world? For what? What was its purpose? I still always ask. Some people just came and their lives ended so short. Everything they worked for went to the wrong people. Is he legally married to Womi? Nobody knows. She will have to bring her certificates out. Because if she's not legally married, she has no inheritance of his assets. So before he died, okay, before he died, he knew and he kept it a secret. Mohbad had that dark secret that the child was not his, but Mohbad was attached to the child. Mohbad loved Womi and wanted the child. You see how he curled around Womi with the baby, and after does not. So it was a deep family secret. We have them. All of us have deep family secrets. It was a big, deep family secret. The whole family. That is why Womi's sister threatened VDBM. That's what I'm calling this guy now, VDBM. Very dark black man. So VDBM was threatened by Womi's sister with a 300 million naira lawsuit. Some people think when they throw lawsuits out, you'll be scared of them. No. Shebi, I announced it yesterday. Have they threatened me with lawsuits? Even if I'm outside the country. Even if I'm inside the country, there's nothing they can do. Shebi, I'm doing video now. Bring your lawsuit now. The 30 million naira that Nigerians have donated should be frozen by the bank because technically that baby boy did not lose his father. His father is alive. So his father is allegedly Sam Larry. So the money should not be given to the child. Womi should be called in for questioning. I don't think police can arrest Womi. She has not committed any crimes that they can prove her of. But there's an angle in which she might be a criminal. Who has Mohbad's phones? The phones were last seen with Womi after he was transported to and fro the hospital. In a previous conversation, Womi was fond of taking his phones and hiding them, and he accused her of going to post their chats on WhatsApp, which is what happened. We heard their chat. And in the chat, he said, so please, let's leave that Sam Larry DNA test thing. The DNA test was already done in Dubai. Now Mohbad, how did he die? Was Mohbad buried alive while injected with midazolam? Midazolam came up. I don't know how it ended up on the internet, but midazolam is a long-acting benzodiazepine. Those are big words. I'm a pharmacist. Let me break it down for you. Have you ever heard of Valium, Xanax, Alprazolam, Ativan? They're all benzodiazepines. What do they use them for? Anxiety. They use them for depression. They use them to put people to sleep. Rohypnol is another one. Rohypnol is one of the strongest. Flunitrazepam, it can last 24 hours. They use it to rape people. That's why they call it the date rape drug. Flunitrazepam. Rohypnol, they throw it inside your drink when they take you out for a date. No taste, no color, and no odor. So if you have a glass of water, they put in you can't even taste, you just sleep. Before they do those things, they either inject you or they throw something in your drink. Be careful with your drinks. I always say that. That one that they're calling me Ajimalt, it's okay. Okay, I've still told that story many, many times for all these gist lover people.